Go Island is brought to you by German Auto Import Network.
Have I ever mentioned how much talent there is here in Nanaimo? Well, we're in for a real treat today.
The he behind the she, one-on-one with Vicky and Rick, Clippers head coach on Rapid Fire and the VIU Jazz program, 30 years young.
Good times and bum times, I've seen them all, and my dear, I'm still here. Plush velvet sometimes just pretzels and beer, but I'm here. I've stuffed the dailies in my shoes, strummed ukuleles, sang the blues, seen all my dreams disappear, but I'm here.
Joelle, Rabu, and Nico, Rhodes singing a classic, iconic I'm Still Here, a common thread for musical theater. That's what we're talking about today in anticipation of the Nanaimo Conservatory of Music's upcoming musical theater camp. We're going to talk about that. Going now from I'm Still Here on stage to a man who has graced, and I'm using that term loosely, Nanaimo stages for many, many years. You may or may not know of Vicky Smudge, but as any good drag queen knows, there is no she without the he. Here's Vicky now with a little bit of insight into how she deals with her he. So Rick, or Vicky, will be performing in La Cage aux Folles with Schmooze Productions. It opens at Nanaimo Center Stage on May the 8th. It runs through for select performances until May the 31st. You can get your tickets online, schmoozeproductions.com. I don't know if there's a better segue we could write ourselves from musical theater to a musical theater spring camp coming to the Conservatory of Music. What can kids expect? What are you going to do with these kids, Joelle?
Oh, we're all sorts of wonderful things. First of all, what I'd like to do is to find out what the age group is and if it's leaning in one direction or the other, and then we tailor the class for those 5 days, for that week. We're going to tailor it to their age group, to their interest level, and we are going to be visiting a lot of different musical pieces that we'd like to see some solos coming out of those who would like to. And of course, we're also going to integrate the movement, the theatrical side of musical theater, where it's not just singing, but it's connecting the voice and the body. And
you're no stranger to this. I mean, this is a huge opportunity for students. I think right now the ages are open 6 to about 14, and how that clusters will determine the program, as we just said. But you've done musical theater on stage, not only Chemainus Theatre, but around the world. As well.
Musical theater is a really fun kind of thing, because what it is you're taking, it's like a story is being told through music. So it's not just going up there and singing with your guitar and singing a song. You're telling a story. So it really is important that your entire body be connected to that story, and it's not just the voice that is the central focus. There's going to be a bit of movement. I would love with this group to write our own finale piece.
And you're going to do this in a week?
Of course.
In a week?
Oh, we work hard. We have lots of fun and we work very hard.
I'm thinking back, and I'm going to keep this to the last question, and hopefully it's connected to the spring musical camps that are coming up. You portrayed Edith Piaf for years around the world, and talking about controlling and forming your body. You're a tall woman, and Edith Piaf was this tiny little lady, and you became her on stage. That is musical theater.
Thank you, first of all. Thank you. Yes, that is the magic. It's suspension of disbelief. So musical theater in general, is taking something that is perhaps not really there and making people believe that it is. And so it is a bit of a magic, yes.
And how perfectly geared towards children. Make-believe and living inside your imagination, and then presenting that on stage. You can do it from zero to a full production in the Nanaimo Conservatory's Spring Musical Theater Camp, coming March 17th to the 21st. We'll be back with more after a short break.
Still to come today, national champion Porcelain Dolls and Brian Stovall, 30 years of jazz at VIU.
Put down down the knitting, the book and the broom. It's time for a holiday. I tell you, life is a cabaret, old chum. So come to the cabaret. Come taste the wine and listen to that band. Come blow your horn, start celebrating. Right this way, your table's waiting.
And come on down to the Nanaimo Conservatory of Music during spring break, March 17th to 21st for musical theater camp. Geared ages 6 to 13. We're going to tell you a bit more about that later on this edition of Go Island. And while we're on the subject of Cabaret, another little reminder, we were there last week at Nanaimo Theatre Group. They are launching their production, Cabaret, at the Bailey Studio. It opens February 26th and runs through on select dates until March the 15th. It seems to be a trend on Go Island these days. We take a 360 and go from music to sports or sports to music. So now we're going over to sports with Dan Marshall. It's another installment of Rapid Fire, this time with head coach Mike Vandekamp. The Clippers will be entering the playoffs beginning the first week in March. We're excited here at Go Island to actually be at one of their practices in next week, so look forward to future editions of Go Island featuring the Nanaimo Clippers. But today we're talking about musical theater, and we had a conversation earlier about how it's almost opposite, the pop music today in comparison to musical theater.
Absolutely. Pop music today can get really wrapped up in the layers put atop the content. So whatever the song was about originally, it gets kind of buried underneath vocal acrobatics. It's even hard to say. Vocal acrobatics and different layers, instrumentation, right? Musical theater, oftentimes, we take the total opposite approach.
Okay, so let's see. Give us an example.
There's this great song. It's an opening of a piece. This lady's talking about how her husband's left her. And I guess if I was a pop singer, you could, Jamie is over, and Jamie. I don't sing, but you get those big acrobatics. There's some Mariah Carey going on, my girl Mariah. But what's great about musical theater, you can just take the content of that line, sit with it. Jamie is over, Jamie is gone. All right, how does that feel? Jamie is over and Jamie is gone. And there's an emptiness to that. Yeah, you're just trying to be honest. You're taking whatever's been written or whatever you've written, and you're just telling a story as is. You're letting the lyric and the music speak for itself, and you're just a conduit for that. And there's something really, it's personal, so it can be intimidating, but really rewarding about that.
And how do you relay that to children as young as 6?
Of course. Well, thankfully, musical theater is a wide genre. We have over 100 years of tradition, or almost 100 years of tradition, I should say. So there are pieces for any situation, for any character, for any age, and you can kind of skew the perspective a little bit to help relate it to a younger audience if necessary.
And as Joelle mentioned earlier, you can create your own piece for a finale performance. This is all part of the Nanaimo Conservatory's Spring Musical Theater Camp running March 17th to the 21st. There's still early bird pricing available, so don't miss out. You get an experience to spend a whole week with Nico, Rhodes, and Joelle Rabu. I wish I could sign up. I'd fit in right there with the 7-year-olds.
Any characters?
We're going to throw things over now to Kelly Robinson. She's spending some time with a woman who is an expert at making porcelain dolls. Oh, they are so sweet. Joelle Rabu and Nico Rhodes, a mother-son team, if you didn't know, trying to get things jazzy here for us because we are heading up now to Vancouver Island University. Brian Stovall has been a big part, a central part of the VIU jazz program since its inception more than 30 years ago. We wanted to do a story about him, but he's so humble. It's all about the program. Here's Jocelyn Maui. Spring break at the Conservatory Musical Theater Camp with Joelle Rabu and Nico Rhodes. A real treat. The programming days run from 10 until 4, but childminding is available from 8:30 in the morning until 5 in the afternoon. It runs March 17th to the 21st. I can hear them laughing and having a good time inside. If you'd like more information, there is a fee attached. Contact the Conservatory directly. You can do that, 250-754-4611. Thanks for watching Go Island. We'll see you next time.
Go Island is brought to you by German Auto Import Network. Clothing supplied by Catwalk Fashions. Kate's hair and aesthetics provided by Matteo Salon.